Okay, we are recording. I am starting, so hopefully people will join us, but we have a lot to cover and the team call is at 7 o'clock. So I am not waiting for people, but I'm grateful for you guys being on and I'm grateful for you being on time. Rachel, send Kisa a picture of your blanket. She has the same little one, but it's full of like tacos. And I always laugh because she'll call me in the morning wrapped up in this taco blanket. Hi, Sonia. So super side note, but she'll appreciate that. So I am just curious, and I know some of you don't have your videos on, but if you can turn on your videos, I would love to see you. Hi, Kristen. For those that did their homework, just as I wait like for a minute or so for someone to jump out, who is willing to maybe share what that was like? Is someone brand new, especially to share, you share, they share with people that actually did that and like called someone and was like, hey, can I teach you the comp plan? And did anybody do it? Hi, Laura. Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
Did you unmute because you're going to tell me that you did it?
I did it, yes.
Okay, I want to know how it went. Tell me your experience of what that was like to courageously call someone and teach the comp plan.
I did it for one of my, she's an associate, and sorry, my thing is plugged in, so I can't put the video on because I'm actually have a cleanser texting me on my phone too, so I'm multitasking. But yeah, it's been one of those days. So I did it with one of my cleansers who kind of has fallen off, but now wants to be an associate. And she never was that interested before in being an associate, and now she does. So we had a three-way call with somebody, and her and I went over the you share, they share. Of course, now she was irritated that she's been an associate too long to get the bonus. And I was like, well, I told you this before, but you didn't really listen. But she was intrigued. She's got like 4 people. Most of them are her sisters that she's trying to get. And I'm trying to get them on a 3-way call because they think it's too expensive. But she liked the idea of getting her 2 people and getting her stuff free.
Okay, that's awesome. So the very first thing I'm going to tell you is that's amazing, and I'm proud of you for sharing it. The second thing is because of the reset, she hasn't missed that time period. She can go again. Everybody can go again. So in terms of hitting consultant, if it's been longer than 30 days, she's not going to get the crystal consultant bonus, but she can still get the regular consultant at $50, but she's eligible for crystal manager, crystal director, any of the other upfront bonuses. But the idea of the homework, you guys, was to reach out to someone who's not in Isogenics at all, like not using the products, not in the business. Like if I were to call my good friend Shally and be like, hey, I know that you want nothing to do with Isogenics, but I'm trying to learn our compensation plan. Can I practice on you and give me feedback so that I feel more equipped when I do this for a real customer, right, is what I wanted to do. So if you guys, those of you that have their video on, raise your hand if you did your homework and had someone teach you, share, they share. Good job, Jessica. Good job, Marla. Anybody else? Good job, Danielle. So this is so important, you guys, because you have to like really, really practice. And I truly believe like every master was once a disaster. And the very first time you do this, especially if it's on the phone, it's going to suck. It's going to be like super awkward and weird. And you're like, draw this and here's the circle and that amount. But you want to like do that floppy experience with someone that you're not necessarily enrolling anyways, so that you are all, ready to rock and roll when you actually have someone on the phone. The second bit of that is if you do it right and you're polished and you're smooth, you're going to get people interested. People that may or may not be interested are going to see $900 and be like, what? Like, what is this? Like, that's a lot of money. So I am not going to spend any time harping on if you do or do not do your homework. Like, here's what I can tell you. You guys signed up to go fast and earn a lot of money. And I'm going to walk you through that. I'm not having you do anything that I'm not asking, that I'm not doing myself. Do you know what I'm saying? And whether or not you do it, like ultimately is whether or not you're going to get the results that you're looking for. So as a personal trainer, I used to tell people like what I did with them 1 or 2 hours a week was really not going to be imperative to what they did every single day of the week, the other 24 hours each single day of what they ate and how they worked out. Like I could give them the exact plan, but what they did is ultimately up to them. This is the same thing. I can tell you exactly what to do, but ultimately it's up to you if you're actually going to do that work and if you're actually going to follow through. So I am going to go into just a teeny bit here of like my last week. And then I'm going to focus tonight on the idea on how to really ask for referrals and how to teach people to order smarter, not harder, that you are intentionally creating consultants. Okay. So before I do that, and I want to preface this, when I tell you about my week, I am not doing this to brag, but I'm telling you what happens when you are intentional, when you are laser focused, when you have a commitment. So the same thing happened with Rachel 5.5 years ago when she was going to hit executive, actually 6 years ago. And she was a manager on a Saturday morning, and Sunday night, she had created 8 more consultants and she went executive because that deadline was there and she wanted to hit the bonus and she wanted to go. And it was fast, right? And it was super, super intentional. Waylon on our team went from 2 consultants to 10 consultants in a week when she was hitting her executive bonus. Like when you're intentional and you're clear on it, like the stars will align. I saw this when Alex hit executive. I saw it when Laura hit executive. I saw it when Rachel was running for 3-star. Like when you're really, really laser focused and you're really, really rock solid and committed, things are going to happen. And so since I came back from New York kickoff and I've been telling people, like, I'm fired up. Like my own assistant is like, I have been working with you for 1.5 years and I have never seen what you're doing right now because I'm so clear and I'm so intentional. And I also am so grateful for everything that Icenix has done. I really, really, truly want that for other people. So when I tell you what my numbers are, this is not by luck. But this is a lot of hard work and a lot of calls and a lot of 3-way calls and a lot of ATMs and a lot of follow-ups. But last week I enrolled 7 people. I just hit Crystal Manager about an hour ago and I have 2 pirates. So I'm like on my way to now hit Crystal Director, and I will, and I'll do it probably by the time most people are doing Manager because I'm so obsessed with this. But I was just chatting with Ashley, who's across the table from me over here working. We get together on Monday nights and work. She was saying something like, hey, you know, for you and you enroll a lot of people. And I said, this is all mindset. And when you're doing your income producing activities and you're writing out who you're calling and you're writing out who you're following up with, part of that is writing out the goals. And part of that is writing out those intention statements. So I've been texting Cal a lot. We're working on different things. That's our regional sales director. And I was like, hey, by the way, I'm going to hit Crystal Manager next week. And he's like, what? And he was like, and I'm like, I'm just telling you, like, I'm just putting it out there. And, for those of you that are in the chat, someone wants to chime back and answer some of those questions. Otherwise, I will, I'll chime in just a second. But, and I said it to Ryan too. And like, we were planning out like our wedding and we're looking at the budget, you know, it's like, okay, like here's your balance, here's that balance. I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to do that next week when I hit Crystal Manager. He's like, what's that bonus? I was like, well, it's $250 plus $100 for each new consultant, 450 plus it's definitely a cycle. It's probably be like $500. He's like, okay, like you forward speak that into fruition. And when you're calling people consistently and reaching out to people consistently, and Ashley and I worked together on Saturday. She's fired up. She's my little running mate right now. I said to her, I said, you've got to remember, this is people's weekends. They are not interested in this. They are not going to answer their phone for us on a Saturday afternoon type of thing. And I said, but what happens is you plant the seeds and in the right time, they will follow up and be interested, or out of nowhere, someone you're not even working on reaches out to you, right? Because what you focus on, you find, and the energy that goes out like must come back to you. So there was a whole lot of people that I was calling, I was texting, I was like, why is she not answering her phone? Why is she not calling her back? Why is she not calling me back? He's not answering his phone, like where you can get frustrated. And I got home and a gentleman and a wife who were customers of mine in 2014 literally responded to an email that I sent out about cookies and cream launching in 2015. They responded to an email 5 years old and said, hey, are you still doing Isogenics? We want to get back on board. We think the products have changed. Like these people were not on my radar at all, this husband and wife. And it was easy to talk to them then about only needing one more person, right? But that was because Ashley and I had messaged 30 people each the last 2 hours that we'd been there working together. So I want you guys to just see that. For tonight, I want to focus on 3 things. I said 2, but really 3. One is how to order smarter, not harder. The second is how to ask for referrals. And then the third is just the importance of the follow-up, okay, which is going to be so, so, so important for everything that you do in your business. When it comes to the ordering smarter, not harder, this is what I mean. You are breaking apart BV orders so that you can create consultants. This does not mean like, okay, Rachel has enrolled Ashley and okay, I need extra products. So I'm going to put, you know, Susie Lamb, who's this person under Rachel, and create an account of not a person and order product to myself. That is not what I'm saying. here's what I'm saying. I was on the phone with a woman for a very long time this morning who I've met in the Peloton page, and she is obsessed with our products, right? She is familiar with them, all of the things, and is like, my family uses all of this. And she thinks that Isagenix has really set the bar of the quality of the nutrition. And as I'm like, well, what are the things you're interested in? She had been looking on the website, things that I had talked about. It was like shakes for her husband, vitamins for her husband. She wanted joint support. She wanted BIA. She wanted the bone broth. She wanted the immune support. She wanted the zinc support. Like literally as we're on the phone, I was like, this is like 1,000 BV, you know? And I asked her, I said, here's the deal. I can order this all through you. This is the amount that you're going to spend, and this is what's going to happen. And I said, I'm all about trying to show people how to get their products paid for. And I said, if you have a few more minutes, I want to map this out on how you can refer your daughter, who's 18, your husband, and we can divide these orders up, that here's the money that you're spending, but here's the money that you're going to get back just for paying this forward. So I want you guys to think about that. Like, I want you to just be really proactive that you can do that. And that's exactly what happened. So I enrolled her with vitamins, right? 100 BV. I enrolled her husband with vitamins, 100 BV. And then I enrolled her daughter, right? And ran all of that other product in through her downline. That's going to roll up to her. So not only did she hit the Crystal Consultant bonus, she is getting money back on the PIBs, and she cycled, right? Just from not even being PACs and PIBs, they're all accountability partners, but because of the amount of product that she was ordering. So I look at people's BV. If you go into your team and personally enrolled details, you can sort by join date. You can sort by alphabetical name, right? One of the ways that you can sort that report is by BV that was ordered in your team. It will default highest to lowest. So I was looking at this when I was with Ashley actually the other day, and I was like, holy crap. I said, that woman's ordering like over 700 BV. And I know she loves the products. Like, I know I'm coaching her, but I was like, that's a lot, you know? And so I sent her a voice memo, and I was like, hey, I'm so excited that you're loving Isagenix as much, but I was like, you're ordering a lot, which is amazing. But I want to show you how to get your products paid for. Is there anybody else in your house? Like, I don't know her that well. Like, are you married? Are you dating anyone? Do you have a roommate that we can divide this order up? Do you have a child? I said, I would really love to show you how to get your products paid for just by dividing these orders up and showing her that she only has to have 100 in her account. And by splitting that up through friends and family, that she can get her products paid for. So the way that this happened, she was like, oh my gosh, I would love to split it up between my husband, right? So that was easy. I said, you know what was going to do. This was the pirate. Then I said, well, who's the third person? She goes, oh, well, my mom's actually been asking me about the vitamins, right? And I'm like, oh, cool. Does your mom drink coffee? Does your mom need sleep support, right? And you start to make these recommendations. And she's like, oh, she would totally do that. She didn't want to cleanse. And I said, well, yeah, but a cleanse is like a piece of what Isagenix offers, you know? So if she's already on board with all these things, let's teach her how to shop at Isagenix at a wholesale price. And as a result, this is going to be another consultant. And so part of this is being really proactive with the people already in your team. If you're looking at someone that has any more than 200 BV, or for sure 300 BV, that's 3 accounts. 100 BV is an active account. If it's over 200, that's at least 2, and then they're only 1 referral away. But this is you being intentional. And I think so often we get lost in connecting. We get so lost in enrolling, right? We're just chasing the enrolling that we're losing enrollments as fast as they come in because they go inactive, that we have got to get people paid to increase the retention. If you can get someone paid $500 in the first 90 days, you have like a 99% retention with them. If they make even $1 with Isagenix, you will have them closer to 6 months than the typical 60 to 90 days that someone's in Isagenix, even if they make $1. So no matter what, even if it's a single PIB, even if it's 1 referral, just being really, really, really focused on that. So that brings me then to the second point of tonight, which is asking for referrals. And you guys, when I went executive really fast, when I first opened up Isagenix, there was a question I asked every single person. So the same way, I'm like, am I shipping this to your work or your home? Do you want chocolate or vanilla, right? Powder or liquid? Like those questions. I said, who are the 2 people you're going to do this with? And people always are like, what? Like, I just want to try it. And I say, statistically, we know you're going to have an increased experience. You're going to have accelerated results if you have an accountability partner. And I said, I love setting my customers up for success. And part of that is helping you find 2 people that you can lock arms with. And then going into that, saying, you know, if a new movie came out, Bad Boys is out, who are the 2 people you would invite? If a new restaurant came out, who are the 2 people that you would invite? Have you ever done a cleanse before? Have you ever done a weight loss program before? Are there people that you go to the gym with? Who are those people? Do you think they would be open to learning about isogenics? Do you think they'd be interested in trying a 30-day system? Then teaching them how to introduce you, how to do an ATM, how to do a Facebook post, all of those things, but starting with planting that seed. The other thing, in addition to asking for those accountability partners, is every single person, you guys, every single person mapping out you share. If not you share, they share. This should not be a like, I don't think they want to do the business. They just want to do the products. Of like, I don't know if they want to sell. Ooh, I don't want to force them. Like, that should not be a conversation in your head. The conversation should be, after you get their information, hey, I need you on the phone for 5 more minutes. I have an obligation to show you something. Whether or not you choose to do anything with it is up to you, but I won't sleep tonight if I don't show you the $1,000 that's on the table. Sound good? I need you to get a piece of paper and pen. It is like a non-negotiable that you are showing you share, they share. In the verbiage, right? When I'm not like, oh, hey, so if you get 2 people, because if is already full of negativity. If I was on the phone with Ashley right now and I say, hey, I'm so excited you're going to do this with 2 people. Who are 2 people that you go to Orange Theory with? Who are 2 people that you think would do a cleanse? I'm going to ask her to give me names. So she might say it's Guy and Brittany. I'm like, awesome. So then you start to map it out. It's like, if Brittany had 2 friends, if Brittany had 2 accountability partners, who do you think it'll be? And she'll say, oh, Robbie and Alyssa. And I'm like, okay. And if Guy had 2 friends, oh, my daughter and my boss. Like, get them to give you the names. And when people say things to you like, oh, I just don't know anybody. I'm like, really? Really? Are you sure? I'm like, do you work alone? Who do you work with? Have they ever been on a weight loss program? Have they ever drank an energy drink? Like, just humor me. Give me 2 names just for the sake of the example. But like, get people to start thinking about it. But that should be every single person. So then, even if they don't want accountability partners, even if they're like, I just want to try this first, I am a really private person, I understand what you're saying, but I'm not comfortable yet. Like, I failed at a lot of things, you know, I don't want to fail and like let other people down. But people have low self-worth, they have low self-confidence. I understand that, but I am relentless in still helping them find 2 people. So then I change my verbiage and I say, here's what I want to tell you. I'm obsessed with what I do. I freaking love helping people get healthy, and I freaking love showing people how to make extra money. If you know of anyone, if people happen to mention to you that they are looking for energy, they're looking for better sleep, they're looking to lose weight, they are looking to increase their performance, it means the world for you to refer someone to me. I've built my business on relationships and referrals. As a result, I will make sure you get all the credit. I will take care of them. I just want me to be at the forefront, that when people complain about those issues, knowing I have the solutions for them. Like, this should be as important of the conversation as their health goals. Understanding the amount of products that they want, the cost around the entire thing, talking about auto ship, talking about IsaBody. Like, my IsaBody conversation is like 30 seconds long. My you share, they share, and getting them to come up with 2 to 4 people is way longer, because this is not only the retention in your business, this is what's going to ignite your team. Because they get a taste of that, they're like, holy crap, right? Like, they don't want to stop. But I want to really encourage you guys how important this is. So the other little thing that I wanted to share here with the asking for referrals before I talk to you about the follow-ups, there is a thread in our Dreamers in Action page. If you type in like private messages gold or private messages Jessica Rigner, you'll find the post on it. The script is in there. I just bumped it up because I was doing it. She built her business on this over 6 years ago. But it's literally messaging people and saying, hey, Sonia, I'm not sure if you've seen what I've been up to. I'm looking for 2 people. Number 1, I'm looking for people that want to transform their body. I cannot believe how healthy and fit I am at 40, or whatever it says. And then it says that I'm looking for people that are interested in making supplemental or unlimited income from the, you know, privacy of their home or the pockets of their time with their virtual franchise. Like, you can make it sound like you in sending those out. Like, you can send 10 of those out a day, and you're just saying, I'm looking for people. Do you know anyone that fits this mold? Do you know anyone that falls into this? You guys will get so many referrals because you're unattached to the outcome and you're not directly reaching out to them. So if I message Jessica and I'm like, hey girl, it's so fun following you on social media. I reached out to you because I know you're a person of influence. I know that people trust your recommendations. And I'm on a mission right now to help so many people with their health goals and their wealth goals. I'm looking for two types of people: someone who wants to slip into their skinny jeans by spring break, and someone who wants to make supplemental residual income in 2020. Is there anyone that comes to mind that you could introduce me to? Who is someone that you think that we could help? I would love an introduction. Send it again, send it again, send it again, send it again. If I'm talking fast, record this part of this call, you guys, write it out, read it, get better at it, and send it out to people. Now, here's what I will tell you. I enrolled, 6 people and then 1 from the customer referral program last week. 7 new people joined my team, my personally enrolled downline last week. You guys, I easily, hands down, messaged over 100 people. That means 93 people did not write me back. 93 people told me to buzz off. 93 people potentially unfriended me or blocked me. I don't care. You know what I'm freaking focused on right now? My new girl, Elaine, that I met from a Peloton group, right? That we have become friends. We have this like joke about dogs, that she really would like me to have one and I really would like to not have a dog, right? We've built this genuine relationship, and I got her to consultant today because her family needs these products, and I am so excited to be able to help her. I don't worry about who hasn't called me back, right? I don't worry about who hasn't unfriended me. And I want you guys to borrow that belief, because people are looking for us. People are looking for this opportunity. They are looking for this nutrition. So the last little piece for tonight, when I want to really, really encourage you guys about the follow-up and how to do it. So statistically, like in all sales and isogenics, yes, we are in sales, right? Statistically, more than 85% of people do not buy within the first 3 touches, statistically. That is if you're buying a car, if you're buying a house, if you're buying shakes, if you are buying clothes, if you're buying shoes. I mean, even think about when you shop online. You probably go to Macy's site like a couple times before you actually like check out. I mean, statistically, more than 85% of purchases do not happen within the first 3 touches. Now, here's the other thing. More than 85% of people will quit after the 3rd touch, if not before. So here's how this conversation goes, right? I met Jenny at the gym, right? She asked me about my e-shot, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're amazing. You're going to love it. What's your number? I'll call you later and I'll send you some information. And we're supposed to talk, and Jenny doesn't get on the phone, right? And what easily can happen is like, oh, Jenny thinks I'm selling her. Like, she is going to be so annoyed with me. Now I can't go back to that gym anymore because I'm going to be so embarrassed when I see her at that class. This is what happens to us, right? But in reality, Jenny's like, shit, I can't believe I missed that call. I was on a project late with my boss. Like, I really want to do it. So she'll message me, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm super interested. My boss kept me late last night. So we schedule again. All right. Well, now Jenny's bartending and she can't get out of her shift on time. So now I've really told myself a story like, oh, she's blowing me off. She's not, worth my time. She really has nothing to do with this. And she messaged me and she's like, hey, I was stuck at the bar. The 3rd time this happened, maybe something's wrong with her pet. You guys, this stuff is real. That we're like, why is she blowing me off? And she's like, hey, I'm at the vet. Like, my dog swallowed part of my shoe this morning. I'm so sorry. And it sounds like ridiculous, but it's true. This is what happens in people's lives. And if you are consistent, the 4th time, the 5th time, the 6th time, eventually, when Jenny has bought new tires for her car and her dog is healthy and her boss isn't keeping her late and she got out of work on time at bartending, all of these things, she's like, okay, I'm ready. But your job is to not only follow up with them, but to build a relationship in between. So if the times that Jenny's dog was at the vet and she had to get new tires and whatever, I'm like, hey, birthday cake is out. And 2 days later, I'm like, oh, hey, we don't have membership anymore. And 2 days later, I'm like, hey, our cleanse support bundle now has peanut butter bites in it. And 2 hours later, I'm like, oh, hey, come to this event. And there's no connection. She's going to go, you don't give a shit about me. You have not listened to anything I have told you. I don't want your peanut butter bites. I'm not coming to your event. And now I don't want to do this. And I hope I can find someone else because I want these products, but I want nothing to do with you. Okay. That is what will really happen. But if you spend some time to say like, hey, Jenny, how's everything with your dog? Do you need anything? Do a little extra research on what that condition is. You know what? My friend had that same thing happen. She said this worked really well for her. I just want to throw that out there in case it could help you. Like, spend the extra level of customer service to build a relationship and pay attention, because people buy things from people they know, like, and trust. You're not doing this to be disingenuous, but they are going to build trust with you. So the same situation, right? If I'm super excited and I'm going to enroll Ashley and she's like, hey, dude, I really want to do it, but I'm going back to Florida. I just don't have the extra money right now. So while she's in Florida, option A is like, oh, hey, I'm reimbursing shipping this weekend, right? Option B, the customer doesn't have membership anymore. Like, I'm going to save you money. You should really do this. Option C is like, hey, I'm so jealous that you're on the freaking beach right now because it's cold as shit here. It's snowing for like the 6th day in a row. And I was like, come back with a tan for me, right? And we're generally talking. I'm actually getting to know her. And I send her a funny picture and she sends me a funny picture. And then when she's back, I'm like, hey, I know that you wanted to go on your family trip. I'm so glad you did that. We're bringing on a new class of people right now for spring break. And I wanted to reach out to you that maybe now's a better time to come on board with the team. I thought about you. I know how much you would love this community. It's a totally different conversation because you're not desperate for that enrollment then, because there's an abundance of people out there that you're talking to. So the people that didn't blow me or that blew me off yesterday and they didn't call me back, it's okay. I'll enroll them this week or next week or next year or in 2025 if it's like my cookies and cream couple, right? Like you have no idea when it's going to happen, but I might meet someone at a coffee shop tomorrow. I might meet someone on Instagram today, and all of you have that same potential. So before we wrap up and dive right into our team call, which is a totally different topic, okay? Totally different topic. This is very specific to those of you that said, I want to hit Crystal Manager. I want to do it and I want to do it fast. There are many of you that are going to create a consultant in February and that one will be inactive before you create your second one in March. Like, I hate to tell you that. You have got to go fast. Like, you have got to create speed with this. And the way that you will be successful at this is to be very intentional. On your 3x3 sheet, be writing out every day, I am a Crystal Manager on March 1st. Like, do it fast. I'm a Crystal Manager way before the date, right? I create consultants with ease. I'm so excited what this $450 is going to do for me right now. Like, visualize where it's going. Visualize the credit card it's paying. Visualize the trip you're going on. Visualize whatever it may be, that you're so excited about it and so clear about it. But when you are connecting with people and when you are following up with people, I cannot tell you how important it is to ask for referrals, ask for accountability partners, and do you share, they share with every single person. Every single person. If it happens to be in the prospecting call, cool. If it happens to be in the unboxing call, cool. If it happens to be, like right after you enroll them, it doesn't matter when, but don't bring people into your tree, even as a customer, and not show them how to get their products paid for. And take it both levels. You share is great, but if you get down to they share, remember stretch goals. If you show them you share consultant, you're going to end up with a lot of pirates. I think that was answered, but that's when you have one personally enrolled people. So it's either on your left or your right, but you don't have two personally enrolled people. If you show you share, they share, and you get them to manager, they're going to end up with 3 orders, 4 orders, right? They're going to go deeper because they see the bigger goal, right? They're not going to stop at 2, or they're going to see that not everybody they enroll is going to share. So they might be willing to not find 2 accountability partners, but they might be willing to share Isogenics with 5 or 6 people because they're on their way to Crystal Manager. Now, here's the other thing. If they share with 5 or 6 people, how long do you think you're going to have that consultant for? If they share with 2, you're going to have that consultant for 30 days, 45 at best, because one of those 3 people is not going to order 100 BV the next month. However, if that person shares with 4 or 5 people, you're going to have them for a consultant for a longer time, because collectively those people are going to be ordering and you're going to keep that person paid, which is going to be a paid as consultant for you on your run to director, on your run to executive after you hit manager. So I'm proud of you guys. I'm going to submit the homework into the thread with the recording of this call tonight. If you didn't do the homework from last week, do it. Not because I'm grading you guys, but because I want you to hit manager, and I know that it works. And the verbiage that comes out of my tongue when I'm on the phone with someone is because I've done the homework. I've done the role playing. I've fallen over my words trying to share, you share, they share on the phone. But when you guys are so confident and so polished and can map that out for people, they'll trust you and they'll enroll with you and they'll rank advance with you. So I'm excited for you guys. This wraps up week 2. I'm going to quickly disconnect and open up our team call, but I will see you online hopefully in just a minute.